Greetings, Aggies. My name is Christina Roy, and I decided to use a life map that I made for a previous class to discuss where I fall in the generational differences chart. I was born in 1982, which makes me barely a millennial, and I realized that this didn't really have a spot for most of you who would probably fall under Generation Z. So as a millennial, the attributes of millennials that shaped my life would definitely be the fact that I'm a child of divorce. So I wanted to highlight on the map, as you can see in Michigan, where my house split, where my mother and father got divorced. And then some of the core values of millennials that I identify with would be that I am diversity focused, which I think living in Ann Arbor, where there's a lot of diversity, kind of shaped that. It was the move from South Carolina to Ann Arbor that allowed me to witness a lot more diversity. And so that is now one of my core values. And then the fact that education is an incredible expense is another core value that is listed in that chart. And that is absolutely true. I have returned to school in my late 30s because of the expense of education. And I did graduate with my Bachelor of Public Health in 2020. So that is what is happening on the left-hand corner there. We had that virtual commencement because, as we all know, we're still dealing with a pandemic. And I would say that the pandemic is probably one of the life events that will forever shape my life, because I think it will be like pre-pandemic life and post-pandemic life. And as a public health major, I've definitely seen the polarization that has happened because of the pandemic. A lot of, my friends view things differently than I do. So that may be like a long-term effect, is how it's going to affect my friendships in the future. And also, I think that it's really going to affect the workforce, because we now have seen where we've had to pivot to virtual meetings and working from home. And so that might be more of a reality in the future. I'm hoping other long-term effects of the pandemic will be the undeniable aspect of health disparities and how we've seen specific communities be more impacted than others. And that brings me to one of in the influencer part of the chart, it says that millennials hope to be the next great generation and to turn around all the wrong they see in the world. So that is something that I hope is true for all millennials. And I think that this pandemic has shown us a lot that is wrong with the world. And I do hope that some of the long-term effects are going to be more positive than the long-term effects health-wise that we're going to see in the population that has been infected with COVID. We don't know some of the long hauler effects and all of that, but I hope that we as social workers can turn around these health disparities that we see because of socioeconomic status and things that can be changed within our society. I look forward to learning with and from you all this semester. Thank you so much for listening.